Well, you guys are sort of like interesting. Is America the land of commission?
Commission?
Commission means you get like, you can explain.
It's a percentage of what you sell.
Okay.
So I used to work 100% on commission, doing direct sales. So
what did you sell?
I sold a few things. I started out with kitchen knives, actually. Kitchen knives, water filtration, burglar alarms, stuff like that.
Like how? Like
Because he was part of the Kiabasi Posse. Selling kitchen knives.
With the
Don't
kitchen-
ask questions where I got them from. Just
You want this
buy
knife?
You want this knife? Or do you want it inside of you?
Oh, God. The people I knew were all Polish. So it was even easier, because then they'd recommend you to more Polish people. And then I'd call them speaking Polish, and then they're like, oh, it's just some Polish kid. I guess we'll help him out. But I initially hated doing appointments with Polish people because I was like, they're so mean, because Americans would like listen. They'd be like, wow, you did a great job. And Polish people were like, co kurwa, żarty sobie robisz? To jest takie drogie, no kurwa, nie będę tego kupował. And then I'm like, they're terrible. I hate them,
Yes.
But then eventually I realized, like, actually, it's even easier with them because now I know what their objection is. And then I just learned that Polish people just like quality stuff. And if I just like gave them a good deal, they'd be like, no, dobrze, no, spoko.
That's actually very cool about Polish culture. Like in furniture as well. Fascinatingly, Poles really have good taste when it comes to choosing na wymiar against modułowa, as in like modular design, like in kitchens at least.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's fascinating. The Poles, like, they talk to each other like normal people. We're not talking about high society or anything. Normal people, middle class, have their nice little apartment just bought, like, and bought my kitchen, na wymiar, like tailor-made, bespoke. This is a bespoke kitchen. And that's just how it's done.
Yeah.
Of course, a bespoke kitchen. I want the guarantees. I want the everything, and this is how I want it.
Polish people love quality stuff.
Did you just make advertisement on my motherfucking show?
Did you just use the N-word?
Stenciling. No, I didn't go there.
No. Like, no, I didn't mention stencil and AS.
Stenciling.
Ditt hjem, din bedrift, skräddarsydd. Don't put that in, by the way. That's going to ruin the whole market value of your show. But no, yeah, like I think Poles really appreciate that. They appreciate buying quality shit.
Oh, absolutely, and especially if they feel like they're getting a good deal, like they only want to buy good stuff, and
like a Audi.
Audi, yeah. But in America, like
once an Audi.
And
Audi
also,
from the 80s, Audi 80 from the 90s. Sorry.
But the other thing too is, like, in America, it's funny. Like, almost all the Polish people that I knew, like, well, a lot of them, I would say, like, at least half of them, like, the husband did like something like put down tile or did something in like countertops. So he was really good at like making his house look nice. And then his wife would clean houses. So their house was like really nice and really clean, just every time. So
Because like he was a construction kind of worker, or
something like that. Maybe not construction, but like something to do with like
Interiors.
housing. Yeah, especially
Yeah.
in Florida where I lived, because they were constantly building new houses. So Poles would. I feel like Poles are good
Up until
at
2008.
manual labor. Yeah, but it's coming back. But yeah,
Cocaine stopped.
yeah, Poles are
the
really good at fixing
2008 crisis.
Yeah.
Anyway, can you
that
repeat
too.
the last word you said?
stuff. Yeah, Poles are really good at like fixing things. They're really good working with their hands. Like I'm amazed. Like my dad, who's a doctor, he's like a professional doctor who has his own office. He will still like put down the flooring of his own house. He'll just like call some Polish guy he knows who does it for a living, and then he's like, hey, he give him some money or something, and then he shows him how to do it, and then they do it together for the first day, and the next day he's like, hey, David, come help me out with this, and I gotta help him put down this floor, and that's something Polish people always will do it themselves.
Yes.
And in fact, it's a funny story. I have a friend who's here, and she's a Polish girl, and she's married to a French guy. And they live in this little, let's say, village. And on their street, there's maybe 10 houses, because it's a small street. And she's like, yeah, go make friends with the neighbors. And then he's like, I don't know. They're always like fixing their cars or like building something in their house. And I don't know how to do any of that stuff.
Goddamn kielbasi posse.
So that's how I feel. I'm like, I don't know how to do any of that stuff. So, yeah.
Dude, that's very Polish indeed. Like, it's like my girlfriend's family. Okay, this is a family that gets basically a part of a house, right? Like a kamienica, right? In the center, like Central part, so it's a good location, excellent location. It's basically just a big, like, it's under, what do you call it, stuff? Kurwa mać. Piwnica, strych.
Oh, strych.
So it's a strych, which
attic.
is attic, right? It's an attic. So it's an attic, and they build it all themselves. Everything.
Yeah.
I think, at least, but I think they did like everything, like plumbing, the floors, which are beautiful, like fucking real wood, hardwood, like dude, and you know, and we talking like, so dude, this is, I was like impressed. You want to do this in Norway? Wow. And this guy just says, yeah, it cost me about 30 grand, the entire thing, a 2-story apartment. They just built a 2-story apartment out of a strych. It's
wow.
So cool. Like it's and this is very Polish.
Yeah,
I think, like
Kombinowanie, right?
Yeah.
Part of it, I guess.
Yeah, like you see it in Norway as well. I was gonna say, like, if you want to keep this in or not, that's the thing. But like in Norway, Poles are extremely good at doing stuff themselves. And whenever, like, for example, you get to a house, like a Polish house, it's usually very nicely refurbished. It's very updated, and the guy did it all himself.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It's in America too.
It's weird. They're the worst customers if you're like a carpenter or something, because they don't buy anything from you. They maybe buy the essential legally obligated services, but other than that, everything themselves. Fix your car, fix your house, change your window, anything.
Exactly.